god! Oh, it's difficult being the teacher for all these different grades. Facts. She has to teach something different to each one. But naturally, she ends up spending all her time with the young kids. Makes sense. Reina and Mion, being the highest grades in the class, end up mostly doing self-study. They even end up helping teach the younger kids, so it seems like they can never get to their own studies. They're actually way behind where my studies have progressed to. As a result, I'm pretty much taking over for the teacher and helping Reina and Mion with their studies. Oh wow, that's actually crazy. You're a pretty good teacher, Keiichi-kun. Easy to understand. Reina took a breather after finishing highlighting an important section. Teaching is making me lose confidence. It makes me aware of how shallow my understanding of the subject is. They say that to teach someone something, you need to understand it backwards and forwards. True. So while you're teaching it to us, you're getting in your own practice. In contrast, this person over here is quite laissez-faire about things. I don't know what that means. But for one, isn't she supposed to be a higher grade than me? Yeah. Look, Mion, this is for your own good. If you don't take this seriously, there will be trouble later on with these marks. It's not like I'm aiming to go to a prestigious school. I'll be fine as long as I pick up what I need to know for the entrance exams a little at a time. Her staunch defiance was really something else. This was a different type of relaxed than somebody who had already knew what was going to be on entrance exams. Mi-chan, Keiichi is doing his best to teach us. We need to try harder too. You're such a good and honest kid, Reina. I'll make sure you guys get accepted into a good school. What? Thanks so much. Especially you, Reina. Private lessons? Just the two of us? Yo, this dude? Yo, trust the game? Private lessons? A puff of smoke, shaped like a halo, popped out from Reina's head. Exactly what kind of private lessons is she fantasizing about that's making her turn so red? I'd like to hear the play-by-play about that next time. While Mia was flipping through her vocabulary flashcard, she threw out a casual question. So, in the city, do you have to study this morning? If you don't know at least this much, you can't get into university. So you study just to get into a university? Well, yeah, basically. While knowing that this stuff won't ever come in handy in the future. Out here, you can't get into university as long as your attendance is good enough. Really? Study equals entrance exams. Having a basic law of the universe so easily overturned sent me into a state of shock. Yeah, that is right. There aren't really enough people around here to warrant weeding them out with an exam. Ain't lying. If anyone can get into university, then there's no need to be all uptight about this stuff, right? Well, that's true, but you should at least know stuff that's common knowledge. This old geezer thinks that instead of wasting time studying pointlessly, you should be spending your precious teen years doing more meaningful things. It was too profound of a statement to simply laugh off. But since it was Mion, it probably didn't actually have that deep of a meaning. In place of a chime, the sound of the principal waving a handbell drifted through the classroom. Kei-chan, we're done here. It's our wonderful lunchtime. Nice. In a complete 180 from her unmotivated state, Mion gave the commands that signaled the end of the morning period. Wow. Keiichi-kun, let's have lunch. I might have been mistakenly making a very troubled face. Reina smiled brightly at me. Alright, let's eat. There seemed to be different cliques within the class. Most of them were divided by gender and age, but our group was different. Our ages were different, and we had both boys and girls, but we weren't reserved around each other. This level of openness made a transfer student like me pretty happy. Nice. Reina and Mion pushed their desks together so they were facing each other. At the same time, Sadako and Rika were slowly lunging their desks over as well. Keiichi-kun, hurry! She waved her chopsticks to an unrefined manner, trying to turn me over. Yo, this actually gives me a flashback to like elementary school when we had like snack time inside and everyone's would move the desks together. Man, Good times. Unless everyone was together, they wouldn't even open their lunch boxes. Keiichi's lunchbox is almost assuredly filled with nothing but bread crust, like some sort of despotic plebeian. Dang, why don't you just show it to us? Come on now. Dang, saying he's poor? Even Sadako was hurling insults at me. She was still wouldn't open the lid of her lunchbox until I was there. Okay. I pulled up my lunchbox swiftly and dragged my chair over to join the circle. Hey, sorry to keep you waiting. Well then, representing me, please give the signal to start. At first, this was kind of embarrassing, but I got used to it pretty fast. At this point, I probably wouldn't even open my own lunchbox if someone else was too slow. Ages and genders may have all been different, but we were all friends. Let's eat. Itadakimasu. The sound of our five-part course echoed beautifully throughout the classroom. Really though, I've gotten pretty used to this group made up of all girls. Of course there are other boys in class, but they were a lot younger, so they were scared to approach me. Makes sense. Well, that's to be expected. Younger boys, just the older boys are scary. Compared to that, girls, well, at least these girls aren't picky. We put all the side dishes in the middle, where everybody was free to pick at them. I thought girls wouldn't mind sharing a meal with a guy, so I was a bit flustered joining in. However, Mion noticed that and teased me quite a bit. As a fruit of my efforts, I can now reach over and take sides from anyone loves. Oh, that's nice. Sharing is caring. My, isn't Sir Keiichi's lunch extravagant today? My, isn't Madame Sadako's lunch extravagant as well? The stewed stuff has a nice look to it. Rather trendy. Buying into the fight that Sadako was starting, our chopsticks locked in a cross counter, stabbing into each other's lunches. My, how delicious. Oh, this torso. Yo, this torso is good. No, this taro is good. The stewed stuff is good too. Even cold. I've seen my happy face. Rika-chan's expression broke into a little smile. I saved some from dinner last night. Oh, by the way, Sadako and Rika's lunches are always the same. It seems that Rika-chan makes it for both of them every day. Rika-chan made this too. This tastes like mom's home cooking. I was honestly impressed. The carrot rosettes were from a mold. They were done by hand with a knife. That's not easy to do. That is kind of skilled. I guess Rika-chan's just too good at this sort of thing. Facts. She's really good at sewing laundry, and stuff like that. Amazing, right? Amazing. Rika is quite exceptional in many ways. Oh ho 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 ho! That's nothing for you to boast about. That's nothing. Reina's actually better at cooking than I am. Don't act modest. You're good. Huh? Well, you know, it seemed that the topic of the conversation switched to Reina when she wasn't expecting it, making her blush and trip over her words. Reina's lunch really was the star of the table. Not only did it look good, it tasted good. Everyone else pulled from Reina's lunchbox constantly. Everyone liked this one so much before, so I made a lot this time. It's good, I hope. I hope? It's got high marks from me. Mion, you're taking too much. Knocking Mion's chopsticks aside, I reached out, trying to secure my own portion. Sadako and Rika reached out over at the same time, and a struggle ensued. Everyone shoveled in mouthful after mouthful while praising it, and Reina's lunchbox was soon empty. Dang, these people greedy as heck. It was kind of bad that no one thought to leave any for Reina. Dang, but Reina seemed rather satisfied as she looked on. How do you like it? Is Reina-san an exceptionally good cook too? Quite different from Keiichi-san. Wow, that's a teasing. I said that's nothing for you to boast about. You're not much different from Keiichi-san, Sadako. Can you tell the difference between broccoli and cauliflower yet? Oh, I remember this conversation. Yeah, I know the difference. Sadako's face went pale. Why was I about to question him? Hey, even I can tell the difference between broccoli and cauliflower. You know? Of course I can. I really can. It's really hard for her to lie. Keiichi-kun, both taste good when they're boiled and topped with mayo, right? You shouldn't be picking on her. Mi-chan too. Reina hurried to follow up, but Mion laughed haughty as she drew closer to Sadako. Well, well, just pretend it's a little home ec lesson. Now then, Sadako, what's this? Mion lifted up her chopsticks. Between them was a piece of green stuff wrapped with bacon. That's a spare... Mion made eye contact with me, and within 3 seconds, I had Rika's mouth covered. Holy piece of bacon. Oh, Rico's about to say that. Yo, Rika about to mess up. She's pretty terrible. The yellow one is cauliflower. No, wait, the green one is cauliflower. So which? Probably the yellow one is broccoli, and the blue one is... Wait, but the green one is, wait, what? Do you really know which is which? How about you give up? I expect no less from the class representative. The oldest. The way she drives people into a corner just shows how much experience she has. This is just a hunch, but being brought into the Sonozaki household must be quite the ordeal. Big time. I do know. I really do. Then answer the question. I know. You start crying. When she acts like this, she actually starts to seem her age. Big time. Of course she would react that way. Yo, it's so cute. Reina entered a state of euphoria. Sadako bawled her eyes out. Reina was in a state of bliss as she rubbed her cheek against Sadako's head and smothered her. Really, a very content face. One that wouldn't care should the world ended right then. It was that kind of smile. Reina. Mimi is picking on me. Wah! Wah! It's okay, Reina. One-chan will take care of those bad people who tease my little sister. Oh! Skip that. What was that just now? Both Reina's fists shot out in supersonic speed, striking Mion and me squarely on the face. Before we knew it, Mion and I were sprawled spread eagle on the floor, staring at the ceiling with matching welts on our faces. Wow, this is the first time you've gotten one, right? Today, she went very easy on us. Easy? You mean there's something harder than this? Dang. Mion and I both slumped our heads back to the floor in unison. From now on, I'll be careful when I'm within striking distance of Reina. Huh, big time. Dang. Damn big ol' walnut cartoon bumps. See, Sadako-chan, I took care of them. Cute. I want to take you home. Couldn't kidnap her. Make sure Reina couldn't see. Sadako snuck her tongue out. Wow, pretending. Tisk. Damn it all. Using Reina like a puppet. Rika-chan massaged our bruises without saying a word. Rika's like, I ain't getting into this. Yo, over here like, yeah, how old my battery? My battery might die soon. No matter what the day had held, the last school bell always came too soon. Our shadows stretched off into the distance. Hey, Keiichi-kun, tomorrow, do you have plans or anything? Huh? It was such a direct question for Reina. I inadvertently blushed. If it was for a date, then wouldn't you do it more subtly? Reina saw me lost for words and realizing that I misunderstood and turned red as well. No, I didn't mean it like that, you see. So apparently that wasn't what she meant. But since it's always fun when Reina is event, I went along with it a little. Oh, really? So it wasn't meant that way. Oh, I think he wants it that way. Huh? Playing it up, I slumped my shoulders, feigning dejection. Keiichi-kun, why are you so disappointed in me? Why? Me-chan? Yo, over here cracking up. Unable to hold it any longer, Mion slapped me on the back. I see, this old geezer never knew you could push her buttons like that. Huh? What is this? What is it? Mion was rolling on the floor, clutching her stomach, while Reina flailed around, completely bewildered. I couldn't help but start laughing as well, feeling just a bit guilty as I ruffled Reina's hair. Kidding. Sorry, it was a joke. It was my fault. She really is a cute one. Huh? A joke? Since when? Huh? About halfway through. Halfway? So Keiichi-kun, that means you weren't acting when you blushed at the start? Haha! You'll be on catching. Huh? That means there's only a momentary lapse, but there is no way Mion would let such a delectable detail slip by her. Yep. Well, you see, saying anything more was also a bad idea. In my bewildered state, I flipped further into an unfavorable position. After that, Mion continued to tease me about it for a while. So, why were you asking if I'm free tomorrow, Reina? Huh? Oh, what were we talking about? It had been so long that Reina had forgotten? That's how long Mion had teased me. Oh, that was how long they teased, dang. It's just, Keiichi-chan, you probably can't find your way around Zawa by yourself yet, can you? That was true. I hate to say it, but if you blindfolded me and spun me around 3 times, like we're playing Pin the Tail on the Donkey, I wouldn't be able to tell up from down here. Tell up from down here. I don't think I know how to get anywhere besides back and forth from school. Yes. You see, tomorrow we were thinking that Mi-chan and I could escort you through Higurashi, show you around. Okay, that'd be a godsend. Frankly, I was happy about the offer. You'll come, of course, right? If I'm free. You're being invited by a girl, you know. Yo. If I'm free. You're probably free anyways. If I'm free. Yo, this dude, you're free. We get it. I was being stubborn so as not to give a clear yes or no. Wow. Even though I thought it was a godsend, I'm too much of a scam to say so up front. Keiichi-kun, you're not free, perhaps? While Mion and I had a rather sour back and forth, Reina peeked over at me hesitantly. Figuring I'd been a bit too rough with her, I just gave in. Oh, my brother's actually about to die. The trepidation disappeared from Reina's face as it blossomed into a smile. Hey now. Seems like there's quite a difference between how cold you are to me compared to Reina, isn't there? It seems Mion didn't care about how rude I was to her, compared to how quickly I agreed with Reina. Rather being annoyed was really interesting. So I pushed Reina forward, speeding up our pace to leave Mion behind. Let's go, Reina. Maybe it should just be the 2 of us tomorrow. Leave grumpy old Mion behind. Huh? Whoa, if Keiichi-kun is okay with that, then I'm the one who came up with the idea, so take him around. Don't ignore me, Keiichi Maibara. It'd be great if the 2 of us could go on a picnic together. Should we bring a basket, Reina? If we're bringing a basket, I'll make all the food. Maybe. Don't you ignore me too, Reina. I'll tell everyone that you 2 disappeared into the hotel district together. Yo, Reina has completely smacked the heck out of her. Well then, I'm going home right now to start making it. Tomorrow is going to be so fun. Later, Keiichi-kun, Mi-chan, bye. Reina bounded off like she was walking in the moon. The dust settled. All that's left was me standing next to me and sprawled out on the ground. There was a welt on her face. Are you alright? There was over 2 meters between you guys. So, since you came, they've become sharper. This old geezer's body can't handle it. Maybe it'd be easier if you stopped saying stuff that makes Rainer want to hit you. Or else, this will end up being Mion's slapstick comedy hour. If that happens, the result might be fatal. Big time. Don't feel bad, Mion. You're probably the only one who can dodge her jabs. It felt like it was her knee, though. Could it be that we were hanging around with an unrivaled martial arts master? Maybe someday we'll see her debut in extreme contact sport. Death? You can't lose to Reina. You need to train up and have a rematch. Kei-chan, you should. This old geezer will root for you. Mion and I reaffirmed our determination to discover a way to counter Reina's infallible technique. Yeah, give us a natural transition. I ain't gonna press it. You have received new tips. We're a mistake. Yeah, but let me view the new tips. Oh! It's like little tips? What does that mean? What's with this intense song? What did I just do? Oh. Oh. Oh my god! Then we left off here. My mistake, yo. I've been pressing buttons and stuff. What's up with that tips thing, so? Oh, that was the end of chapter 1? We don't have a uniform. We're a mixed grade. Okay, I'm going to leave off right here. Well, we are at the end of chapter 1. Next time I will continue from where we left off. It seems like there's like end of chapter 1, then end of chapter 1. So, yeah, great so far. This one pretty much followed at least half the first episode of Higurashi New, the 2020 version. In fact, I don't think this was like the full first episode. Yeah, this was half the first episode. So, yeah, really nice. I don't know if I split this up into 2 parts. Only to save on time. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed. Let me know how you guys like this in the comments below. If you guys want me to do this live streamed in the future, let me know as well. Then I'll figure out a day and time to do it. Maybe I probably might do the day that Higurashi airs. Most likely. I might think of doing it then. But until then, have a fantastic day in the year. You guys know in the comments below as always. And yeah, that's all I have to say. Peace.